doing that right now. He's already ground targeting him. I move him out of the way. That's going to try to keep my Ancient Protectors alive. I realize I got to stall. I'm working on Dryads. I'm working on my Keeper or my Priestess of the Moon. I can stall for a little bit, maybe get a little bit of money in here and do something. And actually, uprooting in this situation actually does a lot less damage from mortar teams than rooting does because this medium armor is better versus what's called. There you see, I kind of bait him into charging up. He realizes I don't have much. He comes in with that. And right here, he's going to really hurt a little bit here because he puts down the Healing Ward, and this really hurts me quite a bit. But I'm really trying to drag him out. I realize that I just have to drag him out and let my Ancients of War do damage. I get him on this hill, and that's where his Mountain King gets hurt right here. He no longer has the Healing Ward on his Mountain King, the Healing Ward, and he's going to lose his MK. So really, I'm baiting him out. That situation was a bad situation, but he really couldn't stay up there. I mean, I just kept on pulling him up, and that's where he's losing out. Right here, he's pounding my Ancients of War, which is the smart choice. He's just focusing firing, letting my units do the few damage they are going to do. And that's a good choice to make, and he pulverizes those. And right here I got 3 units against everything he's got. But this cliff saves my life. You know, I use it against him. I use it against him very badly, and a detonate helps too, you know. That's one less water well I might have to deal with. And I just keep on dragging him up and use this hill to my advantage, and his mortar teams are hurting his guys a little bit. And I really don't think Ancients of War are all that weak. You'll see this Ancient of War here is absolutely pivotal in winning this battle. It's dishing out a lot of damage to these footmen. And so is this Ballista. This Ballista is doing a ton of damage. And it's just because of the positioning I put my units in to really hurt him. And right here I use the Merchant to my advantage, buy some potions. He's still focused firing on me. That's hurting him. All his units are trapped in a bad situation here. They're getting beat down by an Ancient of War that's not being focused fired on. I mean, he's just not in a good situation here. Here he goes out my Priestess of the Moon trap, but I still got the TP on him. And so everything's really working out for me. I get a Healing Scroll too. And he's just getting pulverized because I was able to buy a few merchants and what looked like an almost no-way win situation. I mean, I had 3 units and I held off. And that's just all positioning. That's what tactics is. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about how you position units, making the right choices. I made the right choices throughout the whole battle, and he made all the wrong ones, other than taking out my ancient protectors. I mean, basically, the biggest choice was the area of that Mountain King. With that Mountain King, he could have stunned me, and I would have lost my heroes. I couldn't have moved around. I wouldn't have had the mobility I needed. Slow hurts, but not that much. I mean, you look at how little room I'm fighting on. Slow isn't going to hurt me that much. It's the stuns that are going to kill me, and that's why I realized I have to take out that Mountain King, and that was the most important thing. And him losing that really hurt that. I mean, he lost a lot of units, and the sad part is he doesn't really got to worry about it because he's got 2 bases. And, you know, I mean, what did I lose there? I lost, like, maybe a Dryad or something. I lost, like, 2 Dryads and some Ancient Protectors. I mean, that's like, the pure definition of efficiency is killing half a guy's force without losing anything. You know, and that's making the right choices. And here I go, right here. I realize I'm going to mess with him a little bit, try to take out some peons here. And that's the right decision because every little bit I get, every little bit I make him cost is going to hurt him even more. And that's where that hurt, though. He already had his MK up. I was hoping he wouldn't have his MK up for a little bit longer, but, you know, and I was trying to get out of here. But I don't have Abolish either, which is really hurting because normally I could just abolish myself out of this situation. But it's hurting right now. And so that's stuff you got to deal with. I'm trying to slow him down with my Dryads here. They're not really listening to me. They keep on running into my Demon Hunter instead of getting him out. And I just got abolished, and right now I slowed him down, and now I can abolish my guy out of there. And he's out. And I was past the distance where he could hit me with a slow, and he couldn't get me. I got my demon out of there because instead of trying to continually abolish when I wasn't that far away, I waited until I was at a maximum distance that I could get, then abolished, and I made my way out of there before he could slow me again. And that's just all about making the right decisions. And here he comes. He's going to come into my base again, and this could hurt a little bit. But, you know, I got a good defensive positioning, and that's going to hurt him a lot more than it's going to hurt me. So here he comes in. I mean, I'm not sure why he built a gyrocopter. I mean, maybe he thought I was going chims or something, but I'm not really sure what was with that. But you can see I'm going back up on the ledge. The Mountain King's my priority target number 1 again. I really got to get him, I think. And he starts focusing, firing on my buildings, and I just start slowly working on his units, you know, trying to do the damage I can, make sure I kill these water elementals. And really, I'm not even killing the water elementals so much just to not deal with the damage. The real reason I want to get rid of these water elementals is for the XP. I mean, my hero's level 5 right now. His guys are level 2. Now I really got to get this Healing Ward. Those are the most important things. You know, if I don't kill those Healing Wards, I wouldn't have been able to win. And right here, he actually got his Mountain King out, and I kind of made a mistake by going for it for too long. And that really hurt me a little bit there. But here I go, I'm working my way back up there, and I actually have quite a bit of money, which I can buy stuff from the merchant shops. I once again have a good defensive location. I got my Ballista up again. These Ballistas are invaluable to me. I mean, they save me. They're doing so much damage to these guys in Defend right now because of the splash they're doing. These guys are all clumped up, and his mortar teams are hurting him also. And there we go, got my Ancient of War whooping it again, and realizes this time he's going to focus fire, take this thing out real quick. But he's got a lot of weak units. I mean, look at all these footmen that are dropping. They're not dropping because of the Dryads. They're dropping because of this one ballista. I mean, the reason I built that ballista was exactly that. I wanted it to do a tremendous amount of damage to get rid of his footmen. I realized if I could get rid of his footmen, my Dryads would be able to easily waste his spellcasters, and they wouldn't hurt me. And right here, I'm stocking money. I'm not being able to produce any units, but right here, he's really getting hurt. He lost everything he had. Because spellcasters, whereas in the last patch would have easily been able to hold me off there, weren't even close to capable of doing it, and he lost his whole force once again. And his heroes aren't getting XP. I'm getting tons. My hero's level 5.5 right now, and I realize if I get to 6, I'm really going to be at a huge advantage. I mean, I'm not sure if you look at probably the endgame screenshots, the number of units he lost is probably somewhere around 80, and I lost like maybe, if you don't count Wisp, I probably lost maybe like 10 units or something. Something, insane like that. And that is really the only reason I won, was because I was efficient with my units. I didn't waste them. I used everyone to the maximum ability, and 22 minutes through this game, I have not lost my hero once. And that's something really tough to do against human. I mean, that's one of the hardest things to do against human, is not lose your hero versus slow and stun. I mean, it's just so brutal. And because of the map where this merchant shop was here, I won. And if this was LT, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have had to think of something else to get me out of it, which really would have been a hard thing to do. But that's what a real master does. They use every advantage that they can, and I'm trying to get back to that level where I'm able to do that. And that's where taking a break hurts, because sometimes new things come along, and you really have to be on the cutting edge of that, and you have to be thinking of those things yourself too. I'm really not sure why he built the gyrocopter, though. I think it was because he thought I was going chimps. But, and right now I realize I gotta get level 6. That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't have a town portal, which is gonna hurt me, because if he catches me, I'm not gonna be able to get out of there. Not that time. Not versus stun and slow in open combat. There's nowhere I can go. Right now I'm working on bears. I've almost got that research. I realize I get a few bears, I might be able to just cruise around, get my level 6, and do what I can. Here he goes. He's getting another expansion right now because his gold mine ran out. I knew he's only on one gold mine. I know that because I know the timings of the game. I know how fast he ran out of money, and you'll see in a couple of seconds here, I immediately go hit his expansion, take out a few peons there. Because I know he's used up 2 TPs. I mean, it's possible he bought another, but most likely not. He's back on one gold mine. Now we're totally on even ground. I can fight him with even numbers. I don't have to be as efficient, even though I should. But sometimes I can take gambles now, whereas before I really had to do things that weren't risky. I couldn't creep because if I got nailed, I lose the game. But now, since we're on even money, I can change my game plan to how it better fits, and that's where knowledge and really skill come in. Is not necessarily just your micro, but how you understand the game and how you time things. Timing is everything in this game. You hit people at certain times, they'll lose the game, whereas 10, 15 seconds later, they'll have won the game. And I think I have some replays where I'll show that in a little bit, where is if I hit someone just a couple seconds earlier, maybe 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds earlier, that would have been the difference between winning and losing the game. So Blizzard tries to put this game out as it's all micro. Well, it's not necessarily true. A lot of it is timing. And here you see I buy a scroll town portal. I'm using the scrolls of healing. I realize that I have to keep my guys alive, and because I realize I have to pick off units. Basically, my game plan is to try to pick off a few of his units, pick off the vital ones, the ones I know I got to take out, hit the healing scroll, and get out of there. I'm still at full life. It cost him 250 gold. Maybe I took out one of his heroes. Maybe I took out all his spellcasters. And that's really what it is. I'm not trying to fight a stand-out, duke-out battle with him because I realize I won't win that. Anyway, so here I go. I start creeping again. I'm going to try to get my Priestess of the Moon out of here, stock up the XP on my Demon Hunter. I realize I really want to do that because I'm almost at 6. I'm trying to get his hit points up and giving him the